All right, now we're doing 7Q palindromes here and there. This is by Anna Folvari, and 94% of the people like it. So an array is given with palindromic and non-palindromic numbers. A palindromic number is a number that is the same from a reversed order. For example, 122 is not a palindromic number, but 202 is one, all right? So our task is to write a function that returns an array with only ones and zeros, where all palindromic numbers are replaced with a 1, and all non-palindromic numbers are replaced with a 0. For example, something like this will be 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, because these two are palindromic. This is not, this is, and this is not. This one, not, is not. So 0, 0, 1, 0, all right? So, first thing, just thinking about it, we're going to definitely have to iterate through this array. So let's just start cranking out a for loop. We'll say for, let I equal 0, while I is less than, what is going on, less than numbers dot length, we'll say I++, all right? So now we're iterating through. What we want to do is we're going to want to make an array like this. So let's do a result array. Let's say let result equal empty array. And we're also going to want to turn these numbers, because if we go like this, if we say console.log and we do type of, and then we say numbers at I, we test it out, you see they're all numbers right now, okay? So we want to turn these into strings, and then once we turn them into strings, we're going to want to reverse the order of them in well, we don't have to do another array, but we want to check if the string, if the number at I is the same as the string reversed, okay? So let's do that. We're gonna have to iterate through these with another for loop, but first, let's start off by declaring some variables inside the for loop. Let's say let string equal empty string, and then let's let no, not empty string. How about this? Let's make it equal numbers at I plus empty string. So let's just turn it into a string right here. How about that? All right. So let's do a console.log string. Console.log string, just to make sure it looks cool. Okay, and these are probably all strings. Let's do that. Okay, they are all strings. Awesome. All right. So we've got all the strings. All the numbers are now strings when they go through this thing. And let's also say reverse, like that. And let's just make it an empty string for now. So now we're going to iterate through the strings and put them in reverse order. So we're going to say let we're going to say for let I equal string dot length minus 1. So this one right here, oops, right here, and we're going to say over here, we're going to say while I is not I, we're going to have to do J. No, we're not. We can just do I. It's fine. All right. While I is less than, greater than 0, greater than -1, since this is going to be index 0 right here, and we're going to say I minus minus. I minus minus. All right. So now that we're doing that, we're going to say reversed plus equals string at I, and then we'll say down here if string equals reverse equals reversed. There we go. What we're going to do is say result dot push 1 else result dot push 0. And then we'll come down here and say console.log result. Let's see what happens. Test it out. No, outside the thing. Anyway, this is what we're looking for, but it should have been outside. Big mistake? Not really. Good enough. All right, so let's see what happens if we turn this into return result. Test it out. There we go. And attempt it. Pardon me. And there we go. I knew this. I knew it would work. All right. I wasn't 100% though, whatever. But yeah, it worked. But the thing is, it can get a lot more concise if we just use the method of methods. Right? So let's do that. Let's go like this. Let's say /*. Let's go control end */ let's get rid of this. All right. Let's come back at the top with a control home, and let's say const convert palindromes equals, instead of numbers, we'll say in. Instead of the rest of that, we'll just say arrow. We'll come down here and say console.log so we can test while we go, and we'll start right here with in just to check what it looks like. What? Convert palindromes. Convet? Is that how we spell things? Test it out. Okay, that's a lot better. Okay, so we've got this in convet palindromes. What we got to do first, since we're using methods, is we're going to have to do something to this. All right, we're going to have to do something to each one of these. Luckily, we have the map method, which creates a new array populated with the results of calling a provided function on every element in the calling array. So here's the calling array here. We're going to call on every function. We're going to make every, we're going to call on every element. What did it say? Calling a provided function. The function we're going to call on every element is going to be every element we're going to multiply by 2. So 1, 4, 9, 16 is going to turn into 2, 8, 18, and 32. Let's run it. Boom, just like that. So the function we want to call on every element in this thing is in.map, and we're going to have elements instead of x right there, and we're going to say something like this. What did we do down here? So first thing we're going to do is turn. Let's just do this first. Let's just say element. Let's just do that. And look, it's the same thing, exact same thing. All right. So we're going to say if element equals something. So element, let's turn it into a string first. Okay, so let's say element plus empty string. And since it's already an array, we will be able to see it. Okay, so now we've got a string of every one of these. So now we're going to want to reverse this. Let's see what happens if we, it's pointless. It's going to be a long video anyway. So to turn each one of these strings into an array that can do another element, another method on it, we're going to use this spread syntax, okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to wrap this thing in an array, thusly, and then we're going to use spread syntax, which allows an iterable such as an array or string, to be expanded in places where 0 or more arguments or elements for array literals, that's what we're making right here, oops, can't do that, are expected, all right? So this is basically an array literal right now, but if we just say ... like this, watch this, test it out. Okay, so every one of these has been split up into another array with every digit in its own element. So now we can do something like maybe reverse every one of these using the reverse method, which reverses an array in place and returns the reference to the same array now reversed, basically. All right, so what we're going to do here is say dot reverse, and let's see what happens. Look at the 76, since these two are palindromes. Watch this. Nope, we can't do that. All right, so let's test it anyway. All right, so now it's 67. All right, good enough. So now what we need to do is join all these together so that they're all strings again. So we're going to use this join method, which creates and returns a new string by concatenating all the elements in an array separated by commas or specified separator string. So the specified separator string is going to be this empty string, because when we do that, it's going to put them all together. See, look, if it's a space, run it. There's spaces in between it. If we get rid of that space and run it, boom, all together. Great. So let's come over here and say dot join, and we're going to do this right here. All right, so now we've got that. Let's look at all these. Now they are, boom, back together again. All right. Now we're going to see if this equals element, which it was in the first place. So we're just going to come up in front of this thing and say element. We could have done it at the end, but no big deal. Does that equal that? No, that's not what I'm doing. This. Test it out. True, true, false, false, false. Looks like it worked. Now all we got to do is say something like this, the if statement down here, this little if, this, and that. So we can use this ternary operator. If you don't know about the conditional ternary operator, it's the only JavaScript operator that takes 3 operands. A condition followed by a question mark, then an expression to execute if the condition is truthy followed by a colon, and finally the expression to execute if the condition is falsy. And this operator is frequently used as an alternative to if-else statement. All right, so for that, we're going to say, if this is true, question mark, make that element into a 1. And if not, if it's untrue, do a 0. Let's test it out. Oh, look at that. Look at that. What is that? What? Oh, plus zeros. Is it not going to work? Let's test it out for real. Test it out. Oh, yeah, it worked. Attempt it. Oh, yeah, that's good. But you know what? Do you know what? Do you know what? We can get it more concise than this, believe it or not. We can do that. So I'm just going to I'm going to comment this out because it does work. Nice. It's nice and clean. But we can make it a little cleaner. Okay, we can dust up a little bit more. So let's do something like this. Let's say, give me all that. Give me all that right there. Take it, put it right there. Test it out. 1 and 0. Awesome, awesome. I don't like this. Look at this. Check it out. Let's come over here and think. Let's think. Put on your thinking caps. What can we do here? True, true, false, false, false. What do we know about trues and false when they're in number form? Trues are 1s and falses are 0s, right? So why don't we just, instead of that, why don't we just get this whole thing right here, wrap it up like this, put a little plus sign in front of it using the unary plus operator, which the unary plus operator precedes its operand and evaluates to its operand, but attempts to convert it to a number if it isn't already. Hate the description. Convert it to a number is the point. Put a plus in front of it. Look at all these. Now look at all of them. We already know that's going to work. We did it before on this one. Let's get rid of this right here. Get rid of this right here. Test it out. Come on now. That's the end of the video. Come on now. Oh my goodness. It was server issue. Try again. I would love to. Okay, cool. Test it again. I was almost about to shake the computer. Attempt it. Okay, it works. Attempt it. Come on, baby. Let's submit it. This thing's killing me. Come on. Come on. We're doing advertisement for this site here. You guys can't be playing around. Okay, awesome. Okay. Here we go. There's that one. They did it, except for they used the number constructor and they used the split method, but they pretty much did what we did. Here's this one. Did the second way we did it, okay? Here's this one. Did it with a while loop. I mean, that's cool. I don't want to really try to read it, though. Or especially not this too, and the map at the end. What? Oh, it did it 2 times. Oh, I get it. I get it. I wonder who this is. Is this guy making videos? Anyway, here's this one, and you can just check out all the rest if you feel like it. Let's go over to mine. Very much like it. Just me. Best practice in my opinion. And we'll see you next time.